What's up, everyone? It is your girl Beaute 87 here, aka Grace, and today we are going to get into the new McGrath collection. So y'all know me, thirst bucket I am. I had to buy stuff from this collection. Where's my liquid eyeshadow? So I got these two palettes here, and I got the liquid eyeshadow, but I was trying to figure out what the liquid eyeshadow is. I think I left it in the bag. Hold on, girl. Where's the eyeshadow? Bag's here on the floor next to me this entire time. So, special moment there. Yeah. So I got the green eyeshadow here. And what shade does this go? Cosmetics Chartreuse is what I bought. I figured it would go nice with like the peach tone palette, because I don't have to have as worn an eye look, and then y'all know like my neutral preference is the more mauve tone, which y'all know I bought. So this is what it looks like on the inside. It's just this Chartreuse greenish type shade here. I gotta get up early. In the morning to start filming because I have to take Adriangameover to register for high school, you guys. I know, right? Adriangameover is going to high school in August. We have to register for school tomorrow between 9 and I think 3 o'clock is what the paper told me. So I have to make sure I scoop myself on down there and make sure I get Adriangameover up in there. But anyway, this is back to what we'll be talking about. This is the Iconic Infatuation. I think this is a more rosy tone that I prefer. Yep, so this is a more of a rosy nudish tone. I feel like this is her version of Huda Beauty's Rose Quartz palette. Y'all know I'm gonna be showing stuff side by side, but in the future, I plan on just doing shorts on the comparisons, so that way you don't have to necessarily watch the video if you weren't necessarily interested in my take on the formulas or the things, and you can still get the comparisons, since I know I do a lot of those. And sometimes I feel like it takes up a lot of time in the video, and that's not necessarily helpful for you. Now we're gonna look at Sublime Seduction. This is the last time I'm gonna do it in the video though, just because we already here and I'm not gonna have time to film the short tomorrow before I have to take Adrian to school and get this video up. So I don't want you, anyway, this is what she looks like. I don't want you all waiting on that and then it not happening. So I'm gonna show both of those now as far as comparisons go, but all the videos moving forward I plan on trying to film short. So if you see it actually still done in the video, I didn't necessarily have time to film the short when I did the video, and that's why you're getting the short. So I have browns, of course, to compare to the, what is this, the Sublime Seduction. So I have the Bronzy Glam Quad from Makeup by Mario alongside this palette. So here's what both of those look like. As you can see, this is a smaller version of this. It just doesn't have the peachy tones. It has the brown. It has all just about the similar shimmers in it. It just doesn't have the peachy shade. The peachy shade is what I personally like about it, because it's not just a brown little quad, if you will. Then of course y'all know I had to show the mini bronze palette. I feel like this would be a good alternative if you were to have mini bronze. You might not even need this. I like the fact that Mother's has a deeper tone to put on the outer V. This one is okay, it's just not as deep. So here's what they look like side by side. I'm still gonna do the YouTube short palette comparison. It's just I don't know when I'm gonna do it, and I figure you prefer to have the information now in the video as opposed to later on. But I'm gonna start putting shorts up like a couple of hours or later on in the day after the video goes up, so then that way you can see those. These have the mini Biba here. So here's what they look like side by side. I feel like the mini Biba would be another good alternative to this palette. That's what they look like side by side. Then I have a nice black owned brand palette to show y'all, which is the Juvia's Place and Danessa palette. I feel like this is a really good alternative to it as well, and it has a bright pop of pink in it. But I feel like a lot of the colors in here are really similar. See what I'm saying? Like I feel like if you cover up the bright pop of pink from the Danessa palette, it's really similar to the McGrath one, because you got the dark brown, that orange, that orange. You have some shimmers. Only thing is this nude cream shade, having Mother's palette, which as we know, I'm fine with. I don't ever really use shades like that, but I feel like if you have this one, you might not need to rush out and get the McGrath one. So I want to make sure I pointed that out. In fact, let's do this in overrated versus underrated. Put that to the side. The last one I have to talk about, one of my friends let me borrow. If y'all remember, I'm not really buying from ABH right now, so they let me borrow their Rose Metals palette, because I was telling them I felt like it looked similar. She was like, well, you can come over and get it, and then you can let me know, and then you can use it for your video. And I was like, thank you so much. So here's what they look like side by side. So if you bought this one during their sale during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Week, then you might not necessarily need this palette either. But I feel like the closest one is the Vanessa one, and the Vanessa one is my favorite one. Out of all the ones I showed you, besides the mini bronze, believe it or not, I actually like that one pretty well. But those are all the ones I have to compare to this Sublime Seduction. Now let's get into the, what is it called? The Iconic Infatuation. The weird thing is, like, the packaging doesn't say what the name of the palette is. You have to look on the actual box to find out what the name of the packaging is. So I'm thinking that's interesting. Because I'm like, why didn't she put it on both? So it just says eyeshadow palette, doesn't say what the names are going to be and anything of that. So I have a lot more to compare to this one, of course, because these are the tones that I prefer. So I'm going to start off with the one we talked about. We're going to start off with the Rose Quartz palette, just because I feel like it's Mother's version of the Rose Quartz palette. So here it alongside the Rose Quartz palette. Of course, the Rose Quartz palette gives you more variety. It has some more pinks. It has some cooler tones. It has some deeper purples. I feel like this one leans more toward the mauve side. It might have like maybe a purple or two, but I wanted to show them side by side to give you an idea. So that's Rose Quartz. Then I have the Natasha Denona Mini Crush palette. I don't feel like this is necessarily similar. It's just, I know it was her Valentine's Day collection. I had both of them on site with me. I forgot why I was bringing this with me, but I had packed it, so I'm like, here we are. There you go. I think I bought these to do quick, like 5-minute eye looks to make Valentine's Day content, because I actually haven't made any Valentine's eye look videos. I just did the little series that I did for the shorts. So we'll see if I have time to actually do something, because y'all know I gotta go on vacation like the week of Valentine's Day or the week before Valentine's Day. This is the Mini Love alongside it. I feel like these two could be companion palettes to the Pat McGrath palette, so I might make these companion palettes with the Pat McGrath palette, give some extra oomph and color to it, but that's what it looks like. Then I brought the, what is it, the Venus and Flores Victorious Vixen quad, just so you can see that they don't look similar. I mean, because I feel like they somewhat look similar. So this is what it looks like alongside it. As you can see, they do not look similar. But I feel like if you just look at them in the pan and you don't see them side by side, they might look similar to you. I feel like this could be a good companion palette to this palette as well, because of that shifting shade that's in here. You can use a lot of those deeper, more mauve-ish tones in this palette, and then just pull out the fun pop of color in the other palette. I brought, what is it, Diamond of the First Water? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Diamond of the First Water. I brought that one to put alongside this palette too, but I feel like this could be a good companion palette to the Infatuation palette. And I feel like some of the colors in it are similar, as you see here. It has that fun bright pink that Vanessa put in her palette, and it has a fun pop of blue that we know I love. So I feel like if you took the pop of blue out and the fun pop of I feel like if you took the last two shades out at the top, I feel like this palette and this palette look really similar. So I might do a 5 brands to dupe themselves, because I feel like if you take these out, although this pink is a little bit brighter, the majority of it is still a mauve toned palette. And it's like, mother, how much mauve do I need, darling? I mean, like a clown, I keep buying them. So obviously, I feel like I think I need them all, or else I wouldn't be buying them, but you know, teach its own. Next I have this little quad called Secret Life of a Scorpio from ColourPop. I feel like this could be a good companion palette for this one, just because it has some of the tones that this was lacking, like the deeper pinkish shade and the deeper shimmer to it. So I wanted to show it off. This is what they look like together. And you see what I'm saying? Like, it's almost been like 10 minutes of me just showing y'all palettes, when we could just put this in a short, sit them down, pop them up for the 5 or 10 seconds during each video and call it a day, because I still got like 4 more palettes to show y'all after this. So I have the retro palette. I did change one of my shades in the retro palette, like this bright pink shade that's here. I added that wasn't originally in there. I forgot what else was in there, but I repressed the shade and put it there. So here's what it looks like alongside this palette. Again, I feel like this could be a good companion palette for this one, because it would just be an extension to it, because the retro has way more deeper tones to it, and I feel like this Pat McGrath palette is kind of limited, but you know, I still bought it, and I still feel like the quality is going to be good. At least I'm hoping for that. So you know, we'll see. Now we're gonna get into the 3 mothership palettes that I feel like are similar to this, because of course y'all know I had to bring Divine Rose and Divine Rose too, because you know she loves to give us these rose tone moments. And then I bought the Utopian Dream to go alongside the what is Sublime Seduction palette. So we're gonna show those, and then we'll finally get into me doing some eye looks. So this is why I want to do that, because it's like I don't want to cut the time on my eye looks when I can just give y'all this content separately, and I normally give you this content separately anyway. I just know I'm not going to have time to do it tomorrow, so I'm making provisions for it now. But moving forward, like I said, we'll do these separately. So This is the original Divine Rose alongside this palette. As you can see, I feel like it literally just looks like they took the 6 colors from here at the top and put it in this palette and we're like, here, you don't get the special shades, but give us $65. Like, that's what it's giving me. So got another 5 brands to do themselves. Child, tell me that palette didn't look like the first 6 shades in the Divine Rose palette. Tell me it does not. Child, mother, what is going on over there? Maybe they need to stop booking you for all these fashion shows and then you can give me new palettes. Mother, what is mother? I love you, but mother, I can't keep defending you if stuff like this keep happening. What you want? I can't keep doing it, but I need you to step it up and not keep giving me the same, so I can be like, hey, this is this, and I know this tone is this, but it's like that literally looks like the same 6 shades from the Divine Rose palette I just showed you. I can't keep doing it. I need you, mother. So here is the Divine Rose 2. Now I feel like this one looks way different than this one. This looks like a fun, brighter version of this palette right here. But it looks like it could be similar to a 6 pan of something else from Mother that I showed. Like you take the fun shade that's out of here and pop that blue in here and a more mauve tone instead of this more burgundy tone at the bottom. And I feel like this would be similar. The 6 right here. Sorry, the 6 right here would be similar to the what do you call it? The Bridgerton, the Diamond, the First Water. I feel like those would be really similar if you took a couple, like 4 or 5 shades out. So it's like the shades are just rearranged for different stuff. So now I got another 5 brands to themselves some other. I can't keep defending this behavior. I just can't. Okay, so let's get into the last one. This is the Sublime Seduction against the Utopian Dream. And then I'll finally crank out an eye look or 2. I'm trying to decide if I should just combine both of them, but I don't want to do that because we have the liquid shadow we need to use with the one I'm about to show now, is the Sublime Seduction. And then we're just going to use the, you know, the Infatuation one on its own. So this one and Utopian Dream. I feel like Utopian Dream is just a fun version of this palette. Because then again, see, if you hold it like this, if you take those fun shades out the top, you'll have the same 6 shades at the bottom. So it's like, it's just like she takes all the fun shades out of like the bigger 10 pan palettes and is making these quads. It's like, mother, stop duping yourself. Am I gonna have to put that in the caption, this one? Like, mother, stop duping yourself. Like, because I feel like I just pulled like 4 or 5 to 6 or 7, 10, 15 different dupes of the same palette. It's like, how many times am I supposed to just let it slide, mother? Like, how many times? Because you know, cute. Like, let's swatch the formula on this eyeshadow, I guess, before I leave and see what we like working with as far as how it dries and stuff like that, so I can come back and tell y'all about that. Plus, I'm going to see how pigmented it is and what kind of shimmer it's going to give and all that type of stuff. So, we'll see. It's interesting, difficult. Smooth to the touch. Let me see how it blends out. Okay, so this is the shade right here. Blends out really sheer and chartreuse. They say it's supposed to be like a khaki-ish shade. I guess it's giving khaki chartreuse vibe, if you will. I feel like it's quite glittery, which we know me, I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but I just want to keep anybody informed. If you're not necessarily part of the glittery family, I don't know how you're gonna feel about it being glittery, but I mean, I guess you could use it as a topper on top of a more satin eyeshadow if you feel like it's not giving the extra oomph you need. So to me, that's what it's giving just off of swatching it and, you know, trying it out for those few seconds. I didn't check to see how long it was going to take to dry because, again, I need to go off camera and do eyes. If you're curious what's on my eyes right now, I combined 2 milk palettes to create this eye look. And it's one of those, my top 10 palettes and then I name a brand and then we do an eye look with it. So this is the eye look I came up with from the Milk Cosmetics palettes that I chose. Anyway, I'm going to go off camera, get my life in order, and I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, y'all. So I didn't plan on doing both eyes on camera, but I kind of don't have a choice because I'm pressed for time and I'm not about to drive out here again later on tonight just to film the eye look separately. So we're gonna do it now. So y'all know we don't have much change to choose from, so y'all know the drill. I'm probably about to just put this two. I might combine these two and put them on the outer V. This is gonna be our crease shade, and then I'll pick between whatever shimmers I want to put on the lid. But yeah, let's get to it. So I'm gonna say this, and I've said this in like 2 or 3 videos, but I have to take Adriangameover to register for high school today. So that's why I'm in a rush to get this done, because they said from 9 to 3, and I was like, I'm not going at 9 in the morning because I feel like everybody gonna go at 9 in the morning, and then, you know, I'm trying to go toward the later end of the day when I feel like not as many people be there, because they will have gotten it out of the way and gone on with their day. And then that way, you know, hopefully I don't have too much of an issue or trouble with getting in and getting out, because I feel like everybody came earlier as opposed to later. I'm just hoping other people don't think like me. They're like, oh yeah, I'll go later because, you know, everybody gonna go in the morning. And then like it was 5 people in the morning, it's 40 people when I go at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I'm trying to go where it's like late enough to where, you know, they'll still, if they need me to go get something or bring it back or change it later, then I can, you know, do that. Because that's what I'm hoping for. So as you can see, the color blends are nice and smooth. That nice classic cool tone rosy shades that I like from Mother. But yeah, like, y'all pray for me. Hopefully I don't have to sit in a long line and wait a whole long time. Let me see, where's the brush? So I'm actually gonna go in to the crease with this one instead of what I just said. But yeah, the people was calling me this week, because what happened was you can go last week or you could go this week, and I guess they were scared I wasn't gonna bring them or I forgot or something. So the woman literally called me like Wednesday, and I'm like, I got the letter in the mail a week before. It said I could go last week or this week, so my plan was to come this week anyway. I just, like, you know, was like last week I didn't necessarily feel like being bothered. It had been a long week. This week hadn't been nearly as bad as last week was, so I was like, okay, let me go ahead and, you know, just, oh, this is deepening up quite nicely in the crease. I didn't expect to get that deep, y'all see. I wasn't expecting that type of depth from it. Anyway, so I was like, I'm not, you know, I wasn't trying to go last week because I had some drama and some foolishness going on, and, you know, I was tired because I wasn't getting that much sleep and everything, because it's finally been sunny here in Chicago again. I was trying to catch up on my TikToks for like the little series I'm doing. If y'all haven't noticed on the YouTube shorts, I do a palette series of Valentine's, Galentine, and anti-Valentine's Day palettes. So that's what I was doing. We're gonna go into this shade right here now. So I was up trying to film a few of those because some of them had lived here at my grandmother's house, and I finally got done with the eye looks I was supposed to be doing with them. And then I was like, okay, let me just, you know, go ahead. I feel like both these colors look pretty similar. Y'all see? Like, I feel like the one I put on the outer V is just like a tad bit darker than the one we just put into the crease. I'm like, what is the purpose of both of them if they look the same? Or is it just me, y'all? Because I feel like they look the same. Anyway. But yes, I wasn't getting that much sleep because it was like I'd be up to like 11 o'clock doing that. Then you gotta think, Adrian gets out of school at 3 o'clock. So by the time I fall asleep, it's probably like 12. And then I gotta get up at like 2:45 because it was still cold outside to warm up the car. So that way I could, you know, do that. All of this is just looking this. I mean, to me, they're looking really similar. And then the lighter shade oxidized, so it's kind of looking similar too. So it's like, I don't know how I feel about this, y'all. I feel like it's just everything smashing together and looking the same, and I'm not that impressed, believe it or not. I hope y'all didn't hear my stomach just now, because it was just like embarrassing. But I haven't eaten yet, and it's like, you know, 12:30. Like I said, I'm trying to leave at 1, so I'm gonna leave at 1, go do that. Then I guess I'll eat lunch when I get home. I don't know what I'm having for lunch. I might have to go pick something up for lunch. I have no idea. Because it's like I don't want to eat the boys' Lunchables, because I bought the Lunchables for him. So let's switch the shade. So I'm starting with this shade right here in the outer V, and then I figure I'll go to the front with this one and do this one on the lid so we can use all 6 of the shades. Yes. I'm really liking this shimmer shade. The dimensions given, but the mattes and the colors of them is just, I don't know, to me it looks really dull and more boring. And it's not like the traditional dull and boring from Pat McGrath that I can tolerate. It's okay. It's literally just like, I don't even think this is worth my money type dull and boring. Now we're going to go into the other shade and put that towards the front. I'm hoping it'll be a little bit brighter and give us a little bit more contrast between the two shades, because y'all know I like to put the brightness toward the front of the eye and then the deeper tone toward the back of the eye so it blends in with the matte. But yeah, so it's doing that. It's just, I don't know, I'm just not impressed. I'm gonna go back in with the dark and matte shade just to try to highlight the crease there a little bit. I'm gonna be looking crazy at this high school because I'm having 2 different eye looks on, but you know, whatever. Do what you gotta do. That's what I gotta do. So there you go. Now we're gonna go into the lighter champagne shade and I'll pop that in the inner corner. Okay, y'all. So this is the first eye with the, what is this? The infatuation. The iconic infatuation. Now let's get into this other one, this sublime, what is it called? The Sublime Seduction. So this one is where we're going to use the liquid shadow. So y'all know this is what's going to be going into the crease. And then, yeah, this is going to be our airbrush shade. This is going to be our outer V shade, of course, because it's the darkest one. This is going to go in our crease. And then I want to put a little bit of this toward the back. Then I want to put the green on the lid. And then I want to put this in the inner corner. So we'll see how well that works out. It looks like it's one of those metallic shades that she usually puts out. So I feel like it should be okay to put on and then just put the shimmering one on top. But like I said, we will see. Let me come on some eyeshadow. Yeah, I'm cutting it close because it's like 12:35. But I was like, mother has to be done today, and the other ones like didn't necessarily have to be done. But I always try to get at least 3 to 4 eye looks done to feel accomplished, and I did that because I did 3 eye looks, and mother's palettes actually make 5, so I did 1 more than expected. So I'm here for it. But yeah, okay, back to this. So start off with the orange shade. I'm hoping this makes it look a little more exciting, because right now I feel like my eyes just look really dull and, you know, aren't giving what they should be giving. As of 2027, wow, we're almost there. So this is blending out nicer. I'm liking the way this eye looks better automatically, just because I feel like the orange is brighter, and like this cool tone eye just isn't doing it for me. Y'all know I usually love a cool tone, but I don't know what it is about this eye. It's just not doing it for me at all. I'm just over here like, why? Like, why did I waste my time buying this? Why? That's legit how I feel about it. And this was the one I thought I was gonna be the most excited about, but I'm just over here like, yeah, no. Yeah, no. Brush the crease. So now we're going to go into the burgundy-ish deep orange shade and put that into the crease. I'm sorry I'm not giving y'all a whole bunch of creative, you know, like whatever, but I mean, I feel like I don't usually do a lot of creative stuff with Pat McGrath unless she gives us color. And because I'm pressed for time, like I've already told you. Another reason I'm not trying to like do too much, because I'm like, I'm pressed for time. I need to get Adriangameover to school. I gotta go home and get the paperwork before I go to school and drop off like all this stuff that we filming with now. So I got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely liking a warm tone eye better. I never thought I'd see the day I like a warm tone eye better than a cool tone, but I don't know what it is about these cool tones in this palette. They're just not doing it for me. Okay, so we're gonna go into the brown shade now. Yeah, I like the tone of this brown too. So definitely warm tone eyes winning for me. I know, right? Who am I? It's 2023 and I'm talking about like a warm tone eye. Who am I? I don't know. Call somebody and have a wellness check done on me, honey, because there's something wrong. I'm over here liking warm tone eyes or cool tone eyes. Yeah, that's it's giving. Wait, that's the wrong brush. Okay, that was the brush I used to with the cool tone eye. This is the warm tone eye one because this has the orange on it. To remind myself. Okay, so I'm gonna use some glitter glue and do the bronze on the outer part, and then I'll come back and we'll do the green one. Okay, y'all, so I'm trying to decide if I want to use the applicator or if I just want to put some on the brush and on my eyes. So I think I'm gonna start with the brush and put it on my eyes just because I'm like, you know, why not? I feel like I'll be able to map it out better with the brush than trying to use the applicator. So let's just go in and I feel like it's going on kind of patchy, but I didn't put a whole lot on the brush to start off with just to be safe. I was like, I didn't know, you know. At one time will, you know, help. Yeah, I'm liking the opacity a whole lot better when I put a lot on the brush, but I didn't know what the form was going to be like and how quick it was going to dry, so that's why I was like, let's start off with a little bit and, you know, like build it up type thing. But yeah, I'm liking the color. What y'all thinking? I'm definitely feeling the color of it. I feel like I wish it was a little bit more chartreuse than it is, but you know, like, I'll settle for what it is. I definitely like this eye a whole lot better. Which is crazy. Because this is the boring warm tone eye. But I like the boring warm tone eye better. Okay, so let's put a little bit more brown back in here just so we can blend the colors in a little bit better together. So I'm just kind of tapping it on top. So plus I don't want the edges to dry and have like that weird line that some liquid eyeshadows have once it dries. So another reason I'm putting this on top, but yeah, I'm definitely liking the earthy toned eye better. The world is coming through now. I like earthy toned eyes now. Okay. Now we're going to go to this sparkly shade, the champagne shades, and just mix them together in the inner corner so we can use all the shades. Okay, so that seems to be more of a satin metallic shade. And let's add the little champagne shade on top for a little more brightness. Okay, y'all, so here are both the Pat McGrath eyes with the liquid eyeshadow used on one. Oh, it fell on the floor. One way. So, if you can't tell by the entire way I was talking about this palette through the entire video, I definitely like this with Sublime Seduction better than I like the Iconic Infatuation. I feel like it doesn't have enough depth and transition in the coloring for me to like it. So I'm not gonna say I recommend that one. Believe it or not, I'm gonna recommend the warm tone one. And I do like the liquid shadow. Okay, I don't know if it's necessarily worth the price point, but it looks nice. It gave me a nice little effect on the eyes and whatnot. So overall, I feel like, I hate to say, but I feel like this is a collection you can skip unless you want to try her liquid eyeshadow formula, because I don't think she came out with them before. Don't quote me, but I feel like it might be a relaunch. But as far as like these palettes go, I don't feel like you need them. I showed you a whole bunch of other palettes she has with these same type of colors in them, so it's totally not even necessary for you to have this collection. And believe it or not, I feel like this is one of those collections that's gonna end up in TJ Maxx like Bridgerton, just because it's like, it's not anything unique from her and she keeps coming out with the same things, and I'm kind of getting annoyed with it. So we'll see how much stuff I buy from her this year if she keeps coming out with these same types of tones, because after a while it's like, how many times do I need mauves and like these warm tones that I never really wear that often because I'm a color queen. So That's my thought on the collection. It's not to say that the quality of it is bad, because it's the standard Pat McGrath quality, and the quality is good. It's just more, how many times do you need the same neutral palette from Pat McGrath? That's how I'm feeling. To me, this is just one of them stop duping yourself moments, because I literally showed y'all 3 palettes that had almost exact same colors of these palettes, so I don't even see the purpose. But that's just me. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.